baby boomer money saving tips that are no longer valid and are outdated in 2025. Let's get started and talk about it. The first three kind of go together. And of course, like always, I always love to hear your feedback. First one, and I know this from other people that I know that have some experience on this, stay with the company, work really hard, you will be rewarded, you'll get a raise and get moved up. So just basically stick with it. First of all, many people nowadays only stay at their jobs about 3 years. That's the average, okay? And so it used to be that people would stay with the company, work really hard, and your hard work would get noticed. I'm not saying that's not the case at all, but many times from people that I have heard, they go the extra mile, but what ends up happening is then the bosses have higher expectations for the same pay. I even know somebody had quit and they loaded extra work on them and expected them to do managerial type work for the same pay. And they kept promising, hey, I'm going to give you a raise, I'm going to move you up, and it never happened. They did leave the job and find something else. So that, I'm not saying there's not great companies, but that is what many people are finding. Number two, get a good job with good benefits, and you know what, you'll be set for life. Also, I'm not saying there aren't good jobs with benefits, but they are tougher to find. And a lot of companies are kind of dropping some of their benefit packages or lowering them. Okay, and number three, get a good job and retire with a good pension. You'll be set for life. That maybe was the case, back in the 70s. I remember a lot of our neighbors, they worked for different companies and they had a really good pension. They were part of a union. All that sounds fabulous, but a lot of that stuff did go away. And there are some people that still feel like you'll be rewarded for all these things. And it just simply, I have found, is not true. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. Okay, number four, and my father used to say this, buy something really good, it will last you a lifetime. I'm not saying there aren't some excellent quality products out there, but it does seem, especially with new technology and things constantly changing all the time, that things are not made to last, like a cell phone would be a really good example of that. The average person changes out their cell phone every couple of years. I know people that change it out once a year. It could be computers, vehicles, definitely appliances. Things are not made to last like they were. So that kind of has, and now I'm not saying there aren't exceptions, but overall that's the case. Number five, and boy do I miss the days of extreme couponing. You can save a lot of money with paper coupons and rebates. There may be some of that out there, but a lot of the coupons are online and digital. And I do know folks that don't want to go the digital route. They don't want the store to have their information, and I understand that. But a lot of money-saving things, you have to have some kind of tech knowledge on that. Okay, I could laugh at this one, and I don't think it needs an explanation. Good luck getting a hold of customer service on the phone. Do I even need an explanation for that? It is possible, but it's getting tougher and tougher, and a lot of times you either have to do chat or send a message and wait for some kind of message back, okay? And it may not even be a personal message. A lot of times these companies have dropped down about common questions, or FAQs, and you can send off a message, but it's harder and harder to get somebody on the phone nowadays. Number seven, and I have a video coming about this because I noticed something in the store, but it needs a special video. Shopping sales to save money. I used to think just because it was on sale, you save money, but many sales are artificially inflated prices, marked down. That's a lot of times. So we really have to quit rushing and do our research and do our diligence and really notice, is this really a sale? Basically what I'm asking myself is this something I'm going to use pretty quickly? Is this something my family needs and will use? And many times the answer is no. I seem to be buying less and less, which is a good thing, okay? Number eight, and I had one of you disagree with me on this, but I want to give an explanation. College degree guarantees a good job. It really doesn't. There's so many college degrees out there that, are not going to guarantee any kind of job. Does that mean that education does not elevate you? No. People that have an education generally make more money than people that don't. That is true. But you have to get the right degree and find out what types of jobs are out there and trending and go for that type of degree. And anything could be 2-year, 4-year, 6-year. It depends on what is out there and what your skills are. Then number 9, use a regular savings account to save a lot of your money. Many people are putting their money now in higher interest savings accounts instead, and that you can earn more interest on that than just putting it at your local bank. Number 10, and this is a huge one. I used to think this for years. In order to be successful, you should buy a house. I used to think that, but with housing prices, I no longer think that. And actually, with the price of houses, house taxes, and home insurance going up in many areas around the United States, especially Texas and Florida, that is no longer the case. So these are 10 money saving tips that I think are outdated in 2025. What do you think of my list, and do you have any you want to add? That's all I have to say for now. I love you, I appreciate you, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.